Get ready to slay the holiday drama because we are about to unwrap the ultimate guide on surviving toxic family vibes this holiday season. Buckle up for 4 ways to not just survive this holiday season, but to thrive this family frenzy. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so and hit the bell to be notified every single week when I post a new video that is going to help you to create daily peace no matter what chaos is happening around you. This is a safe space for highly sensitive corporate baddies. I've been working with highly sensitive women over the past 8 years to help them to overcome their anxiety, this voice in them that constantly nags, "You should be better." And though my clients used to think that this was the thing that really motivated them to nail it in their careers, it is also the same thing that is keeping them feeling stuck, feeling afraid of setting boundaries, of saying no, and of ruffling feathers. The fear of missing something or not being the perfect person that you can be. But using tools like the ones that I'm going to share with you in this video, my clients have been able to set themselves free from this fear and step confidently into this next steps. Embodying confidence, being able to enjoy a clear mind and no longer feeling like you're not doing enough. So I am so excited to share all of these tips with you because I want you to free yourself as well and to enjoy the holiday season no matter what chaos is happening around you. First of all, before we go any further, I want you to know that it is totally within your rights to not put yourself in positions that make you upset or uncomfortable or angry, especially during a time that is supposed to be festive and fun and happy. Nobody has the right to treat you poorly, no matter who they are. Blood does not matter if people do not treat you with respect and do not honor and love you, okay? So I want you to know that by no means is this video an excuse for you to put up with poor treatment and put yourself in a situation that is not good or happy or helpful to you. Feel free to create traditions in your own life that really honor you and really honor this new family that you're creating, whether it's you and your kids and your partner, or it's you and your little puppy. Feel free to create your own life and your own rules. You are not a prisoner and you do not have to do anything. I want you to feel empowered to know that. Also, these tips are not for people who are in actually dangerous situations or with really toxic family members. Maybe you're a survivor of abuse or family does have a tendency to get violent. These tools, these tips are not for you. Those are really serious situations that I want you to get real help with. These tips are for those of us who are around some uncomfortable questions, those of us who have difficult relationships with some of our family members, but are no means is our safety at risk. Just want to make that abundantly clear. So let's get into it. What are the 4 things that are going to help you to thrive during this holiday season, no matter what chaos is around you? Number 1, set expectations ahead of time, especially if you are about to switch up what you normally participate in, right? You're not going to drink? No problem. You're going to leave early? Perfect. You're not going to include yourself in all of the typical family stuff? Wonderful. Set expectations before the event with the host or with other people who might be impacted. And this doesn't have to be a big dramatic production. It can just be a simple text or a comment. What this does is it not only helps you to be respectful and to communicate your real boundaries with the host so that they don't have assumptions about you and what it is that you want, but it's also going to be really good for you because you're not having this like arbitrary boundary that's just sitting on your back. It's like a ticking time bomb that's going to go off and you're anticipating, people's reactions to this decision that you're making, people's comments about it. And it kind of adds this extra level of stress. It almost feels like this secret that you're keeping. So if you just communicate that ahead of time, then it's no surprise when you get up or you say no to a drink. And when somebody challenges that expectation, you have more confidence in it because you said, I warned you ahead of time. We discussed this. No, I said that I wasn't drinking. And it's a lot easier than just trying to whip this thing out when your defenses are already kind of down because you're in somewhat of an uncomfortable position. Number 2, prep your energy ahead of time. Now, everything is energy, including yourself. So you can use energy and you can change your energy to positively influence all aspects of your life. If you go into something dreading it, thinking it's going to suck, you're probably going to call that in. Not only because of the law of attraction or whatever, but very much because of your own attitude. You're not going to see the fun in things, and you're going to kind of already be a downer because you're expecting the worst. You might make some snide comments that actually do turn out to end up in arguments with other people. So as much as you can, maybe you want to visualize. If you're a visual person, you want to sit down ahead of time with some nice music that makes you feel happy or good, and you want to visualize all of your family members sitting around the table laughing and having a great time. If you had to set expectations or you had to set boundaries, you imagine yourself getting up from the table, exerting that boundary, and other people just saying, okay, see you later, and having no problems with it. Maybe you have an energy clearing practice, or maybe you want to put yourself in a beautiful protective bubble, or maybe you like to do meditations and you want to do a happy place meditation. Whatever feels good for you. I want you to make sure that you are happy, as much happy as you can, as happy as you can be going into this. But I want you to set the intention ahead of time that things are going to work out well, and you're going to go into it with a positive mindset, and that you're not going to get rocked by these people. Decide that ahead of time. You will be amazed by what happens when you use your energy as conviction for what it is that you are going to experience in your life. I see this all the time in what I do in my life, and also how I help my clients. Energy work is so powerful and it is so underutilized, and you will be amazed at what you're able to experience once you tap into that magic. Now, this isn't like some woo-woo thing. Athletes use this same process when they're visualizing a win. A lot of athletes visualize the entire race or the game, and they visualize it going in their favor. And what studies have found is that when we do this, when we run through it, we are typically able to accomplish more, greater. We're able to blow past our goals. So why not use that same mentality on this marathon that is the holiday season? If you are excited about these tips and you're excited to give them a try, please hit the like button so that I know. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is it that you do that helps you get through the holiday season? There's no judgment here. I'm always just looking for ideas on ways to make it through this crazy time of year. Number 3 is probably my most favorite thing. And this is taken right out of a boundaries workshop that I host within my own business. And that is to have phrases locked and loaded, ready to go to respond to uncomfortable comments or questions that you do not want to answer. And why this is so important, especially for sensitive women, is that women are programmed from like day one to respond to questions and to deal with uncomfortable situations because we have to in order to survive. And as a default, we tend to answer these questions and are so uncomfortable doing it, it doesn't even occur to us that we don't actually have to answer it. So I want you to know that you don't have to say anything. You don't have to answer anybody's questions. And you don't have to be a complete jerk about it if you don't want to. Now, I'm going to give you some phrases that are really helpful and that you can just take with you and use at your own discretion when somebody throws something at you that you didn't like. Number 1 is a redirect. You can say something like, "What a strange question." You can change the subject completely, just like turn and ask like Aunt Stacy how her cows are doing. Or you can respond to the question that you wish that they asked you. For example, if they asked you, "When are you guys getting pregnant?" You could say, "Work is going so well. Thank you for asking. I just got this amazing promotion and I'm so excited." Number 2, stop. "I'm not able to answer that right now. I have nothing to add to that. I am not up for this conversation right now. or a good old classic no, depending on what it was. Now, stop phrases are really, really good if somebody tries to bring up politics or something that you really don't want to discuss. Maybe it's too heavy for the dinner table. Maybe it's something that is a hot button in your household, or even just for you based on what it is that you're experiencing. You don't have to engage in anything and you don't have to answer these questions. Using a simple stop phrase is beautiful. Number 3 is a remove. You just simply get up and leave the premises. You walk away. You have a buddy at that event that you can make eye contact with and they can come and rescue you. Or you just say, please excuse me, and excuse yourself. You don't have to stay and be polite if somebody is being blatantly disrespectful to you. Override that people pleasing and that fear of not wanting to make other people uncomfortable because they have no problem making you feel uncomfortable. You are just polite enough to not want to put them in that situation because you know how it feels. Flip the script. Make them uncomfortable for once and just leave. And number 4 is honor. Okay? You are honoring that person. You are honoring how you feel and you are being polite. So thank you so much for bringing this up. I'm not ready to have this conversation. I appreciate your honesty. Let's chat more about this later. Now, why this one is really nice is for those people who you do love, who do respect you, who maybe just have poor timing. Maybe you're trying to cut pie and they bring up something super triggering for you, like was my experience, and I had to whip out this statement. Or maybe it's just that it's still a big wound for you and you're not ready to really have a conversation about it. But this one is a really good one for those moments where you're just not ready to talk about it. And instead of forcing yourself to do it, you can just honor how you feel and just say, thank you, but not right now. Number 5, probably my most favorite, which is confirming expectations, which can look like, what are you asking me for right now? What do you want me to say? What sort of response are you looking for? Now, this one is a little bit more sharp. And as you can see, these things might come as like phases, right? Like number 1 might be you just not responding or redirecting. It might be you removing yourself from a situation. But if a statement keeps coming back, you can just reflect the question back to the person. What do you expect me to do with that information? How would you like me to react to you right now? How would you like me to respond? Or if somebody is asking you to do something, you can just confirm with them, what is it that you want from me right now? So that it puts it back on them for them to rephrase what it is that they're asking of you or commenting on towards you. And it might give them the opportunity to reflect back and realize that what they're asking you is some wild ass inappropriate shit. So there's a lot more phrases that you can use. And I encourage you, honestly, if you liked those ideas, to sit down and maybe write some of your own for maybe some questions that you know are going to come. And now we want to make sure that we're still honoring our energy and we're putting positive vibes out there and positive expectations. But you can balance that with being a little bit realistic about some of the questions that you typically get or some things that you aren't ready to talk about. And it's a nice balance between the two. Don't get too lost in assuming that you're just going to go and walk into a fight, because that is the energy that you will bring in, and that is what will occur. Now, the last tip that will help you to thrive this festive season is this: stop reacting. And this is powerful for a few reasons. Number 1, if you don't react or you don't make it fun for somebody who likes to tell inappropriate jokes or likes to gossip or say really offensive things, then they're not going to want to talk to you. And that is a really simple way for you to just kind of become a bit of a repellent for those kinds of people and those kinds of conversations. If you just like look at them weird and walk away, if you make them feel like you don't want to be a part of the conversation or you don't give them the reaction that they are looking for, then they're going to have to move on to something else. It's not up to you to change their behavior. You can only worry about how you are going to react in each situation. And this comes to my second point. You can choose if something is going to affect you. And this is a muscle that gets a little stronger over time. But you can just say to yourself, I am not letting that in. I am not going to give this person my energy. Because the second that we choose to indulge in the anger that we're feeling, our anger decides to settle into our bodies. And then we have all this cortisol pumping through us. And then it takes us hours to actually let that go and to release it. Whereas if you receive something and the comment is making you angry, instead of deciding that this person is a jerk, they knew all of these things, and you start to spiral, just choose not to react. Choose to just let it go and to go home and to nurture yourself, and then reassess. Do I need to set boundaries with this person? Do I need to set different expectations next time? Do I need to be around this person? Do I need to have a relationship with them if they feel so comfortable saying these things to me? Here's the truth, that there is a world where people can say things to you, things that right now trigger you. And there is a universe out there, a reality in which those things do not bother you, because the things that people say to you that bug you usually hit on a trigger, a wound, or a belief system within yourself. And so you can use those horrible comments to guide you to parts of yourself that are wounded, that are keeping you feeling like you're small or you're not good enough. And you can do healing on those parts of you. And when you've done that healing, you're able to walk into those situations and notice that you're less affected by the things that people are saying to you. Now, this isn't to say that there's anything wrong with you if you're affected by other people. And sometimes mean comments will always hurt. But you don't have to react, and you don't have to let these things bother you. There are processes that you can use to not only choose to not let these things settle in, but also to heal the deep parts of you that are creating this hurt. Now, if the idea of setting boundaries is scary AF for you because you don't want to disappoint people, you don't want to be mean, you don't want to judge people, or maybe your family doesn't listen to you unless you're screaming, then I have something that you are going to love. It is a free process that is going to guide you step by step to start to release those thoughts that are bumping around in your mind, telling you that you should be better, that you can't ask for what you want, and you don't know what you need. That is linked for you below, and it is my intention that you are going to walk away from that feeling peaceful, feeling excited about your next steps, and being able to confidently step forward in your life and make changes from an empowered place. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am so grateful that I was able to have this conversation with you today, and I hope that you are feeling ready and prepared and excited to tackle this holiday season. I am sending you all of the love and wishing that this season be merry and bright for you. And to all of my witches out there, happy solstice. I am sending you all of the love. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share and subscribe, because we are growing and it helps me to know what to post. And when you're ready, you can watch this video over here.